When you like a woman, your mind can start turning tiny moments into full stories. She laughs at something you said, and suddenly you are wondering if there is something there. She looks at you for half a second longer than normal, and now you are replaying it later like evidence. She replies with a little more warmth one day, then gets quiet the next, and you start trying to decode every word like your future depends on it. That is where a lot of men get caught. Not because they are foolish, but because attraction makes you pay attention to details you would normally ignore. The problem is, when you want something badly enough, your mind can start helping you see what you hope is true instead of what is actually happening. Real mutual attraction does not require you to become a detective every single day. It may not always be loud. She may not always be bold. She may not come right out and say, "I like you." Some women are shy, some are careful, some are watching to see if you are serious, and some do not want to look too available too early. But even when attraction is quiet, it creates movement. Something starts coming back toward you. You are not the only one starting every conversation. You are not the only one keeping the energy alive. You are not the only one looking for reasons to stay close. When it is mutual, there is a rhythm. Maybe it is small at first, but it is there. You feel her leaning into the connection in her own way. That is what this video is about. Not guessing from one smile. Not building a fantasy because she was nice to you once. Not embarrassing yourself by mistaking politeness for desire. We are going to look at the signs that attraction is actually being returned. Because when you understand this clearly, you stop chasing smoke. You stop overthinking every message. You stop forcing something that is not moving. And more importantly, you start knowing when there is a real opening in front of you. When the attraction is mutual, you can feel the difference. The connection does not feel like you are dragging it uphill alone. It feels like she is quietly walking toward you too. Her energy does not keep resetting to zero. One of the clearest signs attraction is mutual is that you do not feel like a stranger every time you talk to her. There is a certain continuity in her energy. Maybe you spoke yesterday. Maybe you saw each other last week. Maybe the conversation paused because life got busy. But when you reconnect, it does not feel like you are starting from nothing again. She remembers the tone between you. She remembers the jokes. She remembers small things you said. She does not treat every interaction like a random, polite exchange with a man she barely knows. There is a thread, and that thread matters because real attraction usually leaves something behind after the moment ends. If she enjoyed your presence, if she felt something, if she was curious about you, she carries a little of that into the next interaction. You can feel it in how quickly the conversation warms back up. You can feel it in how she looks at you before either of you says much. You can feel it when she does not make you fight your way back into her attention every single time. This is where you have to stop confusing one good moment with a real pattern. A woman can laugh with you once and still not be attracted. She can be friendly one afternoon and still not be thinking about you afterward. She can reply warmly because she is in a good mood, because she is polite, because the conversation happened to be easy in that moment. That alone does not mean much. What matters is whether the energy keeps returning. If every time you speak, you have to rebuild the connection from the ground up, that tells you something. If she was playful yesterday but cold today, warm on Monday but distant by Wednesday, excited in person but completely careless over text, and this keeps repeating with no real movement, you may be dealing with moments, not mutual attraction. Moments can fool you because they feel powerful while they are happening. A pattern tells the truth after the moment is gone. When attraction is mutual, her energy may still shift because she has her own life, moods, fears, and responsibilities. She is not a machine. The point is not that she must be excited every second. The point is that the connection does not keep dying in your hands. There is something alive enough to continue without you constantly forcing it. She might be quiet for a while, then come back with warmth. She might not text all day, but when she does, she actually engages. She might be reserved around people, but when it is just the two of you, you feel that familiar softness return. That is the difference. You are not begging for signs from a woman who keeps going blank on you. You are noticing that something keeps carrying over. Mutual attraction has memory. It does not reset to zero every time the conversation ends. She starts meeting you, halfway without being pushed. A woman who is attracted to you does not leave you doing all the emotional labor of keeping the connection alive. She may not chase you loudly. She may not make herself obvious. She may still be careful with how much she shows at first. But somewhere in the interaction, she starts giving something back. You text, and she does not just answer like she is closing a customer service ticket. She adds something. She asks you something. She reacts with a little more life. You suggest seeing each other, and she does not keep treating every plan like a vague idea that never needs to happen. She gives you a real answer, or at least helps move it forward. That is the difference between a woman who enjoys attention and a woman who is actually interested in the man giving it. You have to pay attention to whether she creates movement or only accepts what you create. Because some women will let you talk to them, they will let you compliment them, they will let you entertain them when they are bored, they will let you carry the whole thing because it costs them nothing. And if you are already attached, you can mistake access for attraction. You think, well, she replies. You think, she doesn't ignore me. You think, she smiles when we talk. That is not enough. A woman can be friendly without being invested. Mutual attraction starts becoming clearer when she begins to risk a little effort too. She does not just respond. She reaches. She does not just show up when you invite her into your energy. She brings some of her own. This does not mean you sit back like a king waiting for her to prove herself while you do nothing. You are still a man. You can lead. You can initiate. You can make the first move. The point is, once you open the door, she should not act like walking through it is a burden. If she likes you, she will make certain things easier. Not every time, not perfectly, not like a scripted movie, but enough for you to feel she is participating. She will help the conversation breathe. She will make room for another moment. She will show you that your interest is not landing on a wall. When attraction is mutual, you are not dragging a dead conversation behind you. You are both adding heat to it, even if one of you is doing it more quietly. Her attention becomes different around you. When attraction is mutual, her attention starts changing shape. She does not listen to you the same way she listens to everybody else. You can feel that your words land a little deeper with her. She remembers something small you said days ago. She notices when your mood is different. She catches details other people miss, like the shirt you wore last time, the way you said something, the fact that you stopped posting for a while, or the little habit you did not think anybody was watching. And no, one remembered detail does not automatically mean she wants you. Some people are naturally observant, but when a woman is attracted, her attention starts becoming personal. She is not just hearing you. She is collecting pieces of you without making a big announcement out of it. You will also notice that she reacts to you differently from how she reacts to other men around her. Maybe she laughs a little more freely when you say something. Maybe she becomes slightly nervous, slightly softer, slightly more playful, or slightly more aware of how she is coming across. Maybe she fixes herself when you enter the room, not in a dramatic way, just enough for you to notice she suddenly cares about being seen. Maybe she watches you when she thinks you are focused somewhere else. Maybe she listens when you speak in a group, even when you are not speaking directly to her. These are not things you force. You do not stare at her like you are hunting for evidence. You just start noticing the difference between general friendliness and focused attention. General friendliness feels even. Focused attention feels like she keeps turning toward you, even when the room gives her other places to look. The mistake is taking one sign and building a whole fantasy around it. That is where men get themselves hurt. She smiled once, so now you think it means something. She remembered your favorite drink, so now you are planning the future in your head. Slow down. The real sign is not one detail. It is the pattern of attention around you. Does she keep noticing you? Does she keep responding to you with a kind of energy she does not give everybody? Does she remember things that show you stayed on her mind after the conversation ended? Does her focus come back to you even when nobody is pushing it there? When attraction is mutual, you begin to feel like you are not just another person passing through her day. You become someone her attention keeps returning to, quietly, naturally, without you begging for the spotlight. Her body stays. In the moment. Body language does not tell you everything, but it tells you enough to stop lying to yourself. When attraction is mutual, her body usually does not look like it is trying to escape the interaction. She stays turned toward you. Her shoulders do not keep closing off. Her feet are not always pointed toward the exit. She does not keep creating distance every time you get a little closer in a normal, respectful way. She may hold eye contact a little longer, then look away, because she suddenly becomes aware of it. She may smile before she answers. She may lean in when you are talking, not because she has to hear you, but because she wants to be inside the moment. These things are quiet, and they are easy to miss when you are too busy trying to impress her. But a woman's comfort around you often shows before her words catch up. Still, you have to be careful here. Do not turn into the guy who studies every blink like it is a secret code. That gets weird fast. You are not looking for one perfect signal. You are looking for whether her body keeps choosing the interaction. There is a difference between a woman being polite and a woman being present. Polite looks like short eye contact, a controlled smile, a body that stays angled away and answers that end quickly. Present looks more open. She settles into the conversation. She is not rushing to check her phone. She does not keep scanning the room for rescue. She allows the pause to exist without immediately running from it. When the attraction is there, even silence can feel charged in a simple way. You are not doing much, she is not doing much, but neither of you seems eager to break the moment. The strongest sign is when her body relaxes as the interaction continues. At first, she may be guarded. That is normal. Some women do not want to look too interested too soon. But as you talk, if she becomes more comfortable, more open, more playful, and more settled in your presence, that tells you something. She is not just tolerating you. She is allowing herself to feel safe enough to enjoy the exchange. That does not mean you rush. That does not mean you assume too much. It means you recognize the difference between a woman who is physically present but emotionally gone, and a woman whose attention, posture, and energy are all still in the room with you. When attraction is mutual, her body does not keep trying to leave before she does. She lets you see a softer side of her. When attraction is mutual, she often starts letting you see a version of her that does not come out for everybody. It may not look dramatic. She may not sit you down and spill her whole life story. It can be much smaller than that. She starts joking in a way that feels more personal. She lets her guard drop for a few seconds. She tells you something she would not casually tell a random guy. She lets you see her tired, playful, nervous, excited, annoyed, or honest without trying to package herself perfectly. That matters because attraction is not only about wanting to be looked at. It is also about wanting to be known. When a woman feels something growing, she may start opening little doors to see how you handle what is behind them. This is where you have to pay attention to the kind of access she gives you. A woman can be friendly and still keep everything surface level. She can laugh with you, talk with you, even spend time around you, and still never let the conversation move past safe territory. But when attraction is there, the tone often starts becoming more intimate without becoming heavy. She tells you what actually annoys her. She admits something small she is insecure about. She shares a random memory from her childhood. She talks about what she wants, what she dislikes, what she is tired of, what she notices about people. And while she is speaking, She watches how you respond. Not because she is testing you like a villain in a movie, but because she wants to know whether you are the kind of man who can receive more of her without acting strange, needy, or careless. The way you handle that softer side matters. Do not rush to turn every vulnerable moment into a romantic confession. Do not start acting like she owes you something because she opened up once. Just be steady. Listen like a man who is actually present. Tease when the moment is light. Be serious when the moment asks for it. Let her feel that she can be more human around you without the whole interaction getting heavy or desperate. When attraction is mutual, she starts giving you pieces of herself that go beyond public behavior. She lets you see behind the smile. She lets you hear what she really thinks. She lets the conversation move from casual to personal without feeling forced. That is one of the quiet signs that you are no longer just another man passing through her day. She makes space for you in her real life. The clearest sign that attraction is mutual is when it starts leaving the conversation and entering her actual life. Anybody can enjoy a good chat. Anybody can laugh for a few minutes. Anybody can be warm when the moment is easy and nothing is being asked of them. But when a woman is actually interested, she begins making room for you beyond the little bubble where the flirting happens. She remembers plans. She asks when you are free. She does not keep treating every chance to meet like some vague thing that might happen if the stars align. She may still be busy, she may still have responsibilities, she may still move carefully, but she does not make access to her feel impossible. Somewhere in her schedule, her attention, her choices, or her routine, she starts creating space where you can exist. This is where you separate real attraction from attention that only works when it is convenient. Some women will text you late at night when they are bored, then act unavailable when you want something real. Some will flirt in person, then disappear when it is time to actually meet. Some will enjoy the feeling of being wanted, but the moment you ask for consistency, they suddenly become hard to reach. You have to read that clearly. Mutual attraction does not always mean she drops everything for you. That is not realistic. But it does mean she does not keep making you feel like you are trying to book an appointment with someone who does not care if it happens. If she likes you, she helps the connection find a way forward. If one day does not work, she suggests another. If she misses your call, she finds her way back. If she cannot stay long, she still makes the time feel intentional. A woman making space for you does not always look big. Sometimes it is her sitting beside you instead of across the room. Sometimes it is her saving a small piece of news because she wants to tell you first. Sometimes it is her asking what you are doing this weekend, then actually listening to the answer. Sometimes it is her letting you become part of the normal rhythm of her day instead of only appearing when she wants attention. That is when you know something is moving. Attraction that is mutual starts creating room. It does not leave you standing outside the door guessing forever. And when she is making space while you are also making space, the connection stops feeling like a performance. It starts feeling like two people quietly choosing the same direction.